Okay.
I'm going to make it interactive.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. As you usually know me, Tokiano from Mushi. You all know me. I'm the host, and we have our lecturer here. Can you introduce yourself to us? So from there we can start.
My name is Jeremiah. I'm a human resource professional. I'm a behavioral rehabilitator expert. I am a sexual therapist and then also a narcissistographer. And as well, I'm a guidance and counselor when it comes to issue of divorce. So I'm a divorce expert. So, and I quite do a lot of things when it comes to issue of matrimony, sexual affairs, love in the bedroom, love in the other room, communication in the bedroom, and all of those things. So those are things I do to actually, because I believe in marriage and I believe every marriage is workable, except for the case of Bismarck. So that's what I do for the past 16 years. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Mr. Jerry. Thanks for granting our request. Because you have already wasted time, let's go to today's topic. Advantages and disadvantages of sex. Can we come in there straight? Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Shortly, I would like to speak both in English and Yoruba because of some words I'm going to use. Today, I'm Asoju Abeniko in some of those things, and it's not about speaking English. It's about understanding the advantages and the disadvantages of what almost every humanity and every animal do every day. So the most beautiful thing is sex is good, and as oxygen is important to you, as food is important to your stomach, so for anyone who is ably married and ably in a relationship, sex is also one of the oxygen of every companionship. You see, sex is an activity in the flesh. Of course, English people have in designing gender, but let us go to account of creation. Bàtọ́lọ́run dá ọkùnrin gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn Kristẹni ṣe mọ̀, bí àwọn Muslim ṣe mọ̀. Bàtọ́lọ́run dá ọkùnrin, ó dá pẹ̀lú okó, ó wá ló ní ìdìrànlọ́wọ́, olùrànlọ́wọ́. So olùrànlọ́wọ́ yẹn lára nǹkan tẹ́ fipò obìnrin ṣe nínú ayé ọkùnrin lónìí, ìrànlọ́wọ́ tí obìnrin náà ń ṣe náà ni pé okó tó fi sí wa lábẹ́ àá lè fi sínú abẹ́ wọn. Now, from creation, deliberately lọ́lọ́run dá sex mọ́ human endeavour. Are you with me? Deliberately ló dá, and kò dá just because kó wà ńbẹ̀, ó dá for procreation, ó dá for the fun and for the benefit of our physical body. Now, we will look at it from medical perspective, àádẹ́wò nípa social perspective, àáwò behavioral perspective, àádẹ́wò from other perspective. But nínú life yìí, a ní wo spiritual perspective, a ní wo bẹ́ẹ̀. Are you with me now? So that we don't bring up mixed confusion about the reality, because sex is good. You need to know that. So tell your neighbor, sex is good. Tí ò bá dá ni, a ní láṣẹ́wó. Tí ò bá dá, ẹranko ò ní ṣe. Kò dẹ̀ sí any form of woman, èèyàn ẹlẹ́ran ara, tó jẹ́ pé a máa ń kọ́ ní sex. It is also part of developmental knowledge in the mind of humanity. You don't get it. Mi ò tí ì rẹ́ anybody tó ń pè lẹ́ni tán ni wọ́n dẹ̀ kọ pé oko tó wà lábẹ́ inú òbò ló máa ti bọ̀. There is nobody. It is also part of the growth system that when the time comes, the intuitive knowledge in your body chemistry reveal itself pé kíní functionality rẹ̀. Ó dàbí kéèyàn fẹ́ tọ̀ sí. Ṣé wọ́n máa ń sọ fún ọmọdé pé oko ló máa fi tọ̀ ni àbẹ́nu ló máa fi tọ̀? Because systematically o ti mọ̀ pé inú oko ni ìtọ̀ máa gbà jáde. Ṣé wọ́n máa ń kọ́ ọmọdé wípé ẹnu ló máa ti gbà wọ̀nyàn ni àbẹ́nu ló máa gbà jẹun? No, ó ti mọ̀ based on intuitive knowledge tó bá wá látọ̀run pé wò bí ibi tó ti máa jẹun rè. So the same thing is sex to the body. So everybody has the right to have sex or to be sexed, whichever way. It's not a crime. But however, religion àti cultural development ló mú restriction wá. In fact, ká tó lọ religion, culture, behavioral way of life wa ló mú restriction wá pé at so age o gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. Cultural way ni. And this cultural way, it was based on the indigenous and traditional medical physicians' perspective from history. Ló wò pé ọmọ nígbà báyìí ìdí ẹ̀ ò gbó okó ẹ̀ ò gbó láti lè ṣe nǹkan báyìí òun gan ò ní knowledge of it. That's that time, not now. And over the time, it get to a level tó ló fi jẹ́ pé tọ́mọdé bá dàgbà tọ́bìnrin yẹn bá rí pé òun kàn ṣe menstruation tó bá rẹ́ jẹ kò lè yé. Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa wá sọ fún pòkè ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó rí but kò sẹ́ni tó kọ pé ibi tó ti ń tọ̀rí aṣọbìnrin. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ yẹn ló máa wá kọ pòkè bó ṣe máa tọ́jú ara ẹ̀ wàá faṣọ sí wàá ṣe gbá until today làwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lo menstrual pad and all of that. Now, ìgbà tí òfin dé nínú culture lòfin wá sọ pé tá bá rí ẹnikẹ́ni tá bá máa gbé ìyàwó fún tá lè sọ pé ẹni yìí ó tó bá obìnrin sùn àbó tó bá ọkùnrin sùn. Ẹ jẹ́ kó jẹ́ 18 years. I'm not talking about the ancient time, I'm talking about the new recent time. Ká fi ancient time lẹ̀. Òfin wá fi sí pé it's because every law you see is a customary law in every nation. Are you with me? The laws of Nigeria is customary to Nigeria. If you like, go and bring law from UK. The law in the UK, inside the UK is customary law there. Tó bá ti wá sí Nigeria ló di international law, tó ti cross border. So everybody has that law that pé tọ́mọ bá ti pé 18 from government perspective ní ẹni ti tó ní ọkọ or ló ti tó ṣe nǹkan tó bá lè ṣe. That's the age of freedom. Tọ́mọ bá ti pé 18 tó bá lóyún kò káyé mọ́. But tí ò bá 18 tó bá fi lè bá sùn irrespective of your age, tó bá jẹ́ ọkùnrin ní ẹ wá ní pedophile ní ẹ, tó bá jẹ́ obìnrin ní ẹ olórúkọ tó máa sọ ẹ, tó bá dẹ̀ tún jẹ́ pé under age ni wọ́n lo abuse minor ni, òfin ló fún standard based on the required maturation of humanity. But tó bá ti pé 18, you are legalized láti bá anybody sùn irrespective of ohun tó fi ìsìn sọ. Òfin tẹ́lẹ̀ tó bá ti ṣe ìyàwó ló lè bá anybody sùn. Bó òfin ti sí ni pé tó bá ti pé 18 ló lè ṣe kíni o, ló lè ṣe kíni, ló lè bá anybody sùn based on civilized laws than based on our customary law. Now, having established that, so which means that the act of sex is something that a gbọ́dọ̀ ká ẹ mọ́bẹ̀ tó o bá ti pé 18 by òfin. So ìwọ bọ̀dá àgbàyà tó ń rí pé ọmọ 13 years old àdúgbò yín ṣàìsàn yẹn ti tó rí ẹ̀, ó wá rí wọn yẹn tó bí gan ìdí ẹ̀ ti yọ bọ̀m̀bọ̀, ó wá ń wò lójú, ẹ̀sùn tó lè lọ sẹ́wọ̀n ló ń dá yẹn. It's an error, it's an abuse. So I want you all to know this. tó bá jẹ́ bọ̀dá tẹ́ ń wo obìnrin tí ò tí pé 18 is an error. Don't do that. Torí tí wọn náà bá padà bímọ nínú ayé ò ní gbàrú ẹ̀ pé irú èèyàn bí èjì ẹ kó máa bẹ ilé ọmọ ẹ tí ò tí dàgbà ò ní gbàrú ẹ̀ o. So tó bá sì wà torí mo mọ àwọn bọ̀dá kan tó ti 40 tó ti 35 tó ti 32 tó sì ń lé ọmọ 14 ọmọ 15 years old olórí wọn ti tóbi. Don't do that. So now inú heart mi yẹn ó yẹ wá kọ síbẹ̀ pé 18 plus. So àti establish ń sì pé discussion ta fẹ́ ní 18 plus ni. Because ibi ta fẹ́ wọ̀ yìí ó le gan 18 plus ló lè
dúró.
good ó lè dúró bẹ́ẹ̀. Now kí là ń pè ní sex ní Yorùbá máa ń pè ní ìbálòpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ the mutual understanding of commitment for romance láàárín ọkùnrin àti obìnrin. Sex is a mutual understanding for romance between a man and a woman. Why did I use a man and a woman? Is that ọmọ tó bá ti above 18 ti di man by òfin. Are you getting it? Obìnrin tó bá ti above 18 ti di woman tó ló ti tó lọ lé ọkọ. So sex is not for boys and girls. It's not for boys and women. Neither is it for man and girls. So sex is between a man and a woman. Are you with me? Now, why do we need sex? One is for procreation. Kalima bímọ. That's one major fact. At least the number of population of àwọn èèyàn tó wà ní ayé yìí, reasonable number up to 80% were born through sex. Yàtọ̀ sí pé wọ́n ṣe gbogbo invertebrate whatever IVF whatever lókè ọkùnrin àti obìnrin, and then wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé within the age of 18 and 30 iye population tó wà ní ayé ń sìn age tí wọ́n bí wọn nìyẹn. So sex is originally for procreation. But medically, what is sex to a man? And who enjoys sex most between a man and a woman? This is debatable, but I'm going to take a position from medical perspective. The person that has benefit more from sex is the woman. Just know this and know peace. Both of them enjoy it, but medically it has been proven that the woman enjoys and has more benefit than the man. But we will now discuss what are the benefits to a man, then what are the benefits to a woman. Number one, let's start from, which one should we start from?
Anyone.
Okay, for the man, number one, sex is a stress reducer. Sex is an anxiety reducer. Tó bá ní anxiety, tó bá ní stress, tí ọkùnrin bá ṣiṣẹ́ nígbà yí àwọn bàbá wa tó bá dé látòkù tó ń jẹun tó ń relax, what actually help them to exhume the stress of the day work is a quickie. Wọ́n wá ṣe quickie, wọ́n á sáré dàmí ara, because it helps to have a better sleep. Naturally, everybody mọ̀ pé tó bá ní good sexual stuff, kò bá jẹ́ quickie, it enhances your sleep. Because number one, tó bá ti ní form lọ́wọ́ wàá release endocrine, wàá release dopamine, adrenaline ẹ̀ máa wà conservative, then the level of flow of àwọn estrogens àti mechanism tó wà ní body ẹ̀ ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní regulate, then he hates tiredness, he brings fatigues, and he allows you to sleep. I'm talking about the man now. We will go to the woman very soon. Now, to the man too, he also helped them to reduce the risk of prostate enlargement, not cancer, prostate enlargement. Are you getting it? Because the enlargement responds to the movement of the pelvic. And every man, 90% of man, have the risk of having enlargement. Ló fi jẹ́ pé nígbà yìí àwọn bàbá wa tí ọkọ wọn bá ti 50, ẹ máa rí pé wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ ọmọdé fún wọn tó ti bàlágà. So that because prostate kills, enlargement kills men faster. It happens to women too, but the risk is very low. Very low, like 5% of women. And it's not even called enlargement to them. Their own is a skin gland. Toman secret skin coming to bamba one swing. So it's a different name is called. Are you with me now? So he helps the man to reduce the risk of prostate enlargement, because prostate enlargement man jẹ́ kí ọkùnrin máa tọ̀tọ̀ ya. Ó máa ń tètè kán tètè gbó. It make them lose because you'll be exposed to using drugs to risk mitigate it. Ó máa jẹ́ kó tètè gbó overnight. So that's why to have a revitalized mechanism in their prostate, how they keep it functional, because kini sperm tí ọkùnrin máa ń produce, it is important pé o gbọ́dọ̀ waste it away. Yes, you have to put it for it to. It's just like bí ọ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ń sìn tí omi bá wà nínú àgbá fún a while ó máa dógùn. Á jẹ́ kí àgbá yẹn dógùn. Is that correct? So bẹ́ẹ̀ náà dẹ̀ ni. Obìnrin náà lómi ara tiwọn. Àwa tiẹ̀ lómi kan. Obìnrin márùn-ún lómi ara tiwọn. We are going to go there. We will go there. Torí kíláàsì ó máa lọ fà gan, a máa fàjà o.
Ó yá.
Mo ṣì ń ṣe tọmọlúàbí ni mo ṣì ń try láti fún yín ní contemporary knowledge. So it helps them to reduce the risk of prostate enlargement. And not only that, now psychologically, ó máa tún help behavioral rehabilitation ọkùnrin. Tí tọkùnrin bá ti ń rojọ́ jù, àbí ó ti ń wà fatigue out of stress, ó ti ń misbehave, or tí ọkùnrin bá ní attention deficiency, bí a obìnrin pátì, ayé pátì, kò níṣẹ́, or life were very terrible. Sex is an avenue to regurgitate him. Tó bá bá obìnrin sùn, mind ẹ̀ máa ṣí. He craves for mental alertment. Ló fi jẹ́ pé àwọn ọkùnrin tí ìyàwó wọn bá kú, tó bá ti 55 above, wọ́n máa ń sábà ní brain damage. Ó máa ń sábà pa wọ́n. And àwọn tó dẹ̀ máa ń affect jù ni, except tó bá jẹ́ ní débi òun ṣe tó really kúndùn sex tẹ́lẹ̀ in the past life ẹ̀. Ló fi jẹ́ pé tó bá tún wá lọ jẹ́ bí pastor ni, tó ti níyàwó tíyàwó ẹ̀ bá kú. At least I have quite a number of my dad's friends who are reverend. Nígbà tíyàwó wọn kú, nígbà tó ti wọ 50 something, 60 something, brain damage ló pa wọ́n. And I had the opportunity to speak, because ẹ̀gbọ́n mi is a medical doctor and urology ló ń ṣe. Mo ní àwọn cousins ẹgbẹ́ medical doctor. Èmi náà dẹ̀ ní very strong training in medicine. Brain damage, and brain damage yẹn náà tó ara ti dìgbà tó obìnrin náà màá sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n, but bó ṣe máa ń manifest nínú ọkùnrin sometimes may differ from obìnrin. So we are still talking about the advantages of sex in men. So tó bá ti dé level kan, tó bá ti rí bàbá ẹ̀ tó ti dàgbà, tó ti gbé kò dàgbà lọ títí bò ó ti misbehave, tó ní mental problem torí attention deficiency, ẹ rí pé níjọ́ tẹ́ bá ti fún lóbìnrin ọ̀tẹ̀ fún níyàwó kékeré, ọ̀bí ẹ reconcile pẹ̀lú màmá yín, ẹ máa rí pé ó máa tún body ẹ máa wake up, torí ó wà lára social aspect láti heal dementia. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, yes, because okay, ṣé mọ̀ pé naturally the only time tí ọkùnrin máa ń gbàgbé problem ayé wọn spontaneously nígbà tó bá wà lórí obìnrin. No, how many of you believe this?
100.
Kò sí bí ogun ayé ẹ ṣe lè tóbi tó bá wà lórí obìnrin, at that time you will set it aside.
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So having sex has been proven research to reduce some of the typical ailments of mankind. We didn't say he heals them all because medically there are no two persons that have the same kind of body. Body mi lè yàtọ̀ sí body ẹ̀. Now one of the things too common when it comes to sex ni pé everybody believe pé gbogbo ọkùnrin tó bá lẹ́pa tó bá ga lókù ẹ̀ máa ń tóbi. No. Reasonable number up to 70% lókù ẹ̀ máa ń tóbi, lókù ẹ̀ máa ń gùn. But there is an exception. Ẹni tó bá ní underlying health problem ó lè ga kó slim kókó ẹ̀ kéré. Now kò dẹ̀ ṣe gbogbo ẹni tí ó bá níkùn náà àfi tó bá yẹ pé ó níkùn tó yọ̀dí tẹ́sẹ̀ tóbi nìkan ló possible kó kókó ẹ̀ kéré. Bọ́ aláwọ̀ kan tó níkùn tídìí wọn pẹlẹbẹ tẹ́sẹ̀ wọn tínrín tókùn wọn fẹ̀ tó tó, because we have 14 kinds of gbola and we have 17 kinds of quickus medically. And the bodily shape also determines some part of how it is and the strength it can go. So ló fi jẹ́ pé but most of àwọn tó bá ní ikùn, most of them máa ní gbólà tó kéré, but tẹ́ bá wo àwọn tó jẹ́ wípé wọn ò nídìí tídìí wọn pẹlẹbẹ tó wá jẹ́ pé wọ́n kàn yọ ọkàn ni, some of them okó wọn máa ń tóbi. Then some of them náà kì í ṣe pé torí wọ́n tóbi okó wọn fi kéré, is that some of them ti ní high blood pressure. And ẹ mọ̀ pé gbólà kẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣan ni, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ló máa fi ń tóbi. The flow of blood determines the size of your gbola. So when your blood normally tó kó bá máa lé náà your gbola will make your BP rise, especially the upper part tó bá lé tán. But ìwọ tó bá ti jẹ́ pé the down part of maybe the systolic or diastolic ló máa ń pè, tó bá ti fi lè rise normally, tó ti rise above 75, 80 tó ti ń lọ 85, 90, gbola ẹ̀ ò lè tóbi, but ó lè le. Kò ní tóbi because your heart is enlarged. So when your heart is enlarged, the first thing tó máa trap òun ni gbola. Ló fi jẹ́ pé àwọn tó máa ń mu ọ̀pá ẹ̀yìn, kókó samba, ṣòkòléṣe, gbénájẹ, káíkọ̀, jápátá, bájúnátù, àwọn tó wà hypertensive ni. I'll tell you the truth. Most of, or at the end of the day, kìíní yẹn máa padà wá jẹ́ kó ní chronic hypertension tó máa wá terrible gan. Because most of them don't even look at their body. In fact, let me even shock you now. Gbogbo àwọn tí tó tún wá ní cocaine yẹn, ó máa ń destroy nerves. Ẹ kọ́ rí pé láti waist wọn débi ìkúnnú ẹsẹ̀, a máa ache, a máa ro wọ́n gan. Nerves wọn máa damage, especially àwọn tó máa ń lo kókó samba. Àwọn tó máa ń mu kókó samba gan tó fi ń bóbìnrin sùn. Torí bó ṣe ń lo kókó samba kan ló ń lò yẹn, you don't drink it raw. Ó yẹ kó o dà sínú omi tútù tó pọ̀ ni, wàá máa sip ẹ̀, but wọ́n máa mú lọ. Because kókó samba dẹ̀ ní kinní kan fún obìnrin náà. I'm still talking about advantage of sex to men, so I need to digress there. Kókó samba kẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ obìnrin tó o bá take in, tó bá mu kókó samba kó tó menstruate, tó bá mu kó tó menstruate next month, tó bá di third month wà lóyún. I've done the experiment on some women. Yeah, very well. In fact, only even tí menses ẹ bá kú 4 days or 5 days to go or 7 days, tó bá mu kókó samba lẹ́nu o lè rí lálẹ́. Ibi tó powerful dey kó there alcohol, but ó ń pa èèyàn. So it means that there are content inside it that can be good for the body, but they can make bodily harm. So you need to know this as important. Though it's seen as aphrodisiac for sex, but it should not be abused. Tó bá máa lo Koko Samba ò gbúdọ̀ lò kọjá ẹ̀kan láàrin oṣù mẹ́rin. Yes, yeah, all these things you people are writing, yes, it's true, but it has a very big adverse effect because wàá rí ọkùnrin míì ó máa dàbí pé ó wà light headed, ó máa dàbí pé ó fẹ́lẹ́ nílẹ̀, even tó bá yá gan kò tí ì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bá obìnrin ṣùgbọ́n á ti máa rẹ̀ ẹ́, á máa wò pé àbó òun ò lo jẹ̀dí yẹn dáadáa ní irọ́ nerves ẹ ló ń damage. So when you are healthy, tó bá really wà healthy, ìjọba ń bèrè pot water, tó bá really wà healthy, o need gbogbo kìíní àti bá obìnrin sùn. All you need to do is master the kind of pekus tíyàwó ẹ ní, then be able to address the pekus the way you should. But it's not once ló máa master, díẹ̀díẹ̀ ló máa master. Ó máa dé level kan tó bá master ẹ̀ gan, o ní tètè máa come mọ̀ because ó ti wà used to pekus yẹn. These are learnings that I used to do in master class for my students privately. Tí bá lọ fún couples dinner and all of that, I tell them and they practice. I have testimonies everywhere.
Hello.
Are you with me now? So, in the life of a man, sex is good. It's very good, and you don't have sex because your bola is strong. You must make it habitual in your marriage because it is the fuel, it is the currency for the physical aspect of marriage workings. One of the ways to máa fi mọ̀ pé marriage yẹn ti fẹ́ kú or ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kú ni pé tí abstinence bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Let me tell you, ọkùnrin tó bá ṣì wà committed sí marriage okú ẹ̀ máa lé gbogbo gbà. Obìnrin tó bá dẹ̀ ṣì wà committed sí marriage tó dẹ̀ wà committed pẹ̀lú ọkọ ẹ̀ yẹn abẹ́ ẹ̀ máa sùn ní gbogbo gbà. O ní ìdá tí lala lọ títí, o ní ìdá tí ṣe gbá lọ títí, except tó bá pọ̀ ní underlying challenge bí irú ó ní GSM, genitourinary syndrome of menopause nìkan ló kù. Ló lè jẹ́ pé you can be having maybe reasons to now be kuma, but tó bá yẹ pé ọkàn ẹ̀ wà nú ẹ̀ tó kó ẹ jẹ normal ó máa dàbí pé kí can start ní òun ní ìdá tí máa ṣe wàhálà bó ṣe ń le báyìí tó bá máa ti bọ̀ báyìí ẹ̀kíní ẹ̀kejì wà rí pé ó ti ìfá ẹlòmíì gan obìnrin míì bó bá ṣe ń ti bọ̀ báyìí tó ti bọ̀ lẹ́lẹ́kejì báyìí ó máa come sí ẹ lọ́wọ́ ni a máa ń pè ní hand coming bí hand ejaculation á come sí ẹ lọ́wọ́ ni ìgbà yẹn ni gbogbo àwa free lọ a máa ṣe ṣọ̀kọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bó ṣe ṣe ṣọ̀kọ̀ yẹn ló máa wail ló máa vibrate gidi tápá ẹ̀ máa gbọ́n gidi because ó ṣì wà committed behaviourally to the guy. She was committed behaviorally to the woman. So abstinence is the first sign of knowing that this person is no longer. Tó bá ti ń di pé ìwọ́dẹ́ bí kò lè ṣe kó má jẹran jẹ, even ìgbà tí ó convenient kò ń fẹ́ force bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn, ìgbà tí ó convenient kò ń fẹ́ force gẹ̀ yẹn, ó ti sáré ṣe quickie, gbogbo ara ẹ̀ máa ń dẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn. Tó bá ti rí pé gbogbo kíní yẹn ò sí níbẹ̀, there is a problem. And there is no how it will affect you as a man psychologically, it will affect you as a woman psychologically. Kò sí pa alágbára wà ní díẹ̀, kò sí alágbára ní díẹ̀ mẹ́ta yẹn. So for men, sex is very good. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about, the disadvantage. When you are having underlying health condition, you must know the health condition that is making you to have erectile dysfunction. Don't just start using alomo bitters and co. Because ẹlòmíì ti ń suffer from kidney related issue. Diabetes. Ẹlòmíì kò mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní family history, some health patterns. Bọ̀ a máa fi pé èmi Jerry, èmi tó jẹ́ pé ẹṣin ni mi, especially tó bá tún notice pé òun bá obìnrin sùn lọ́wọ́, okó ẹ̀kọ́ dédé rọ̀ nínú ẹ̀, it's a sign pé blood pressure ti over, ó ti high kọjá threshold tí body ẹ̀ lè accommodate. Stop and sleep. but ẹlòmíì kàkà kó stop and sleep ìgbà yẹn ló máa ju tidinafil sẹ́nu ló máa ju sildenafil sẹ́nu ìgbà yẹn ló máa ju hormone sẹ́nu viagra sẹ́nu ìgbà yẹn ló máa lọ gbé kólàkì alágbo ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ sí ni máa mì báyìí àtúmọ̀gbé mi now you are dying slowly. So when you have an underlying health condition even kò jẹ́ malaria ni man ní sex it's not good don't okó ẹ̀sìn ó ṣe ẹ̀sìn lè máa lé nígbà tá a rẹ̀ ò yẹ torí pé àìsàn yẹn ò tí ì wà rẹ̀ dáadáa ló fà but even tó ti mọ̀ pé bọ́dì ẹ̀ ò wò sí in good shape yẹn tó bá fi lè ń bá obìnrin sùn nígbà tí bọ́dì ẹ̀ ò sí in good shape bọ́dì ẹ̀ máa master tiredness yẹn òun dẹ̀ ló máa gbé lọ because when you are sick you can come easily because sweetness of that thing can create a hyper ejaculation for you. That's number two. Number two is that when you are hypertensive, you must know the techniques for sex because sex can actually increase your BP. As much as in the advantage, it can help you reduce it. Disadvantage is that when you don't do the right sexual position, ẹlòmíì wà bó ṣe dọ́gì ìkúnlẹ̀ tó kúnlẹ̀ yẹn tí orúkún ẹ̀ fold yẹn ń gbà mí tí ẹ̀jẹ̀ yẹn ò ráyè flow dáadáa ló jẹ́ kó freeze heart pressure ẹ̀ tó fi high. So a máa wò pé nígbà tóun bá ti bá obìnrin sùn tán a wá dàbí pé blood pressure ẹ̀ high a máa wò pé what is going on? Your sexual position may be hindering the proper flow of blood and it can also happen to a woman too. ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ especially ìgbà mi tàbá fẹ́ ṣe missionary bóyá torí pé o kó wa oògùn tó àbí kò kà tó àbí torí yọ̀dí bọ̀m̀bọ̀ àwa fẹ́ tẹ ẹsẹ̀ débi orí ẹ̀. That conditioning may be actually cool with a woman but it has adverse effect on the movement of blood which may increase their blood pressure. So mo fi yẹn chip into obìnrin síbẹ̀ ni o. So when you know that you have underlying health especially high blood pressure and high blood pressure yẹn tó bá tún wá jẹ́ pé oògùn méjì mẹ́ta ló máa fi ń gbé wálẹ̀ then you need to see someone who needs to teach you how to have the proper sex during that time hence o lè pass out blood pressure ẹ̀ dẹ̀ lè wà ń bẹ̀ forever kó má máa lọlẹ̀ because blood pressure ẹ̀ tó bá ṣe ní sex tán kò ń ṣe pé tó bá ṣe ní sex tán àwọn èèyàn máa ń fi pé tó bá ti ní sex tán ló máa ń wálẹ̀ akọ̀ wálẹ̀ no it's just like téèyàn bá lọ ṣe exercise wá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá sókè but your heart has worked your pelvic has worked your body has exercised then gradually our come down until our come down finally. So we need to know that. That's the second disadvantage. Then the third disadvantage of sex is when you abuse it. When you abuse sex, what do I mean by abuse? Having multiple partners o lè ní infection. Not that o máa ní infection nìkan o lè kó STIs and one of the ones that pé kò ní symptoms kò ń sọ fẹ́yàn o ní genital wart. Genital wart ìgbà tó bá yá wàá kàn notice pé bí ẹran kókò báyìí ó ń sú sórí orí okó ó ń sú sórí ẹ̀ ó máa dàbí growth èyí tó bá ti crazy ló máa dàbí wọn ló ní dùn èmi ìwà kò tiẹ̀ ní dùn ẹ̀ wàá kàn rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí ẹran báyìí ni wàá fi pé nothing dey happen something dey happen it's a virus but ó kọ̀ọ̀kan ní symptoms tó wà weird tó lè fún ẹ ní panic or concern. So when you sleep with too many multiple partners o ti abuse body ẹ nìyẹn and tó bá dẹ̀ ti jẹ́ carrier of STIs nǹkan tó bá fi lè mú epo ti bá obìnrin kan sùn gbogbo obìnrin tó bá sùn tàní àbí ìyàwó ẹ̀ tó bá sùn yẹn oògùn tó bá lò yí ọjọ́ tó bá fi lò ló gbọ́dọ̀ lò but you know the catalyst of some of these things are shame. Wàá rí bá àwọn ọkùnrin mi ò ní fẹ́ sọ fún ìyàwó wọn pé ìjọba mi lògùn ìtorí ìyàwó ẹ̀ máa ní ewé lè tẹ̀ mú sí protab àti doxycycline àti ketoconazole kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣe ti lọ kọ́ńtà ni ṣé you get obìnrin mi náà tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ bí boyfriend and girlfriend ni ó ti wò pé bí ó dàbọ̀ ó ti ń lo ìsátà from this very matter náà máa wò pé ṣé kò wá sọ fún boyfriend kò lò so ibẹ̀ yẹn lè máa rí pé distribution yẹn wà very high so that and STIs in men kò kì í tètè ń farahàn ọkùnrin mi ń gbé STI káàkiri but obìnrin kó tó mọ̀ wọ́n ti máa rí fish smell kó tó mọ̀ abẹ́ àti máa yún wọn kó tó mọ̀ ọkùnrin it takes time and the movement of that virus nígbà míì gan torí the same place tó ti ń da sperm náà lọ ti ń tọ̀ wọ́n á ti tọ̀ jáde so sometimes they may be lucky they may still be lucky as men but obìnrin ò kí ń wà lucky so but as a man you can be a long time carrier of STI that's the disadvantage of having sex especially with multiple partners because wàá máa pín kiri ni bó ṣe ń pín HIV kiri ló máa pín gonorrhea kiri ló máa pín wat kiri ló máa tí human papilloma virus kiri HPV bó ṣe wàá máa pín kiri even nú ẹ̀ gan o lè máa pàbí olùgan kiri kó máa pín hatred kiri tí ẹ títí tí ẹ bá ti wá yíwọ́ o lè máa pín nonsense káàkiri nínú ẹ̀ so that's the third or the fourth disadvantage. And the final disadvantage that I know that I've been proven is that when a man have too much sex, when I mean too much sex with multiple partners, it also have impact on your DNA imprints. Amajeko. You know why? Because bí nǹkan ṣe ń jáde lára ẹ wọnú obìnrin láì come sínú ẹ̀ tó fi ń kó èdè ó come sínú ẹ̀ ó kọ̀ bá sùn lásán ni bó o kó èdè àsọkùnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ló fi gbé so nǹkan tó bá fi lè mú pé ọkùnrin lè kó èdè fóbìnrin and obìnrin tó ní èdè ó bá sùn ó lè wọ so it means that it's not only virus that has the ability to come into the body of a man there are also some fluids some beautiful things some crazy things that can come into your body through the woman, through sex. So that's why you must not abuse yourself. Okay? So, and possibly, tó bá dẹ̀ ṣọ́ra, wàá kọ́ rí pé ó ń ṣá, wàá kọ́ rí pé ó nífo, can look unkept, can be looking aga, ó lè develop body odor, skin disease. Only because there are many other kind of ailments. It's not just about obìnrin. For the fact where spouse need discipline, you can be exposed. You can put a risk then bad hygiene. Tó bá ní good hygiene. So most of the time, àwa ọkùnrin bá obìnrin sùn tán. Òyìnbá mi, ibi tí wọ́n ti dá okó fún wọn yẹn, ó lè dúdú ká máa wò pé bí akọ́lọ̀ okó wà kó jẹ́ death. Tàbá dẹ̀ bá obìnrin sùn àmà tìbọ̀ because sometimes àwọn death yẹn wọ́n wà sticky ó lè jẹ́ pé ìgbà mi ò lè bá tábà bomi sára ìgbà tábà ti wẹ̀ tán ní death yẹn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá soft kò soft mo there are some death in the body that it is after for example ibi báyìí sometimes ibi èjìká báyìí you know that sometimes tábà wẹ̀ tán la ṣe máa ń fọwọ́ síbẹ̀ lọ́mọdé pé ó ń yọ ìdọ̀tí bó lè má yọ because ó ṣe soft ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni tòkó ṣe rí so ti gbólà náà ìgbà míì death tó wà ń bẹ̀ even ti ojú ara obìnrin ìgbà míì ó lè jẹ́ bí nígbà tó mi yẹn ti pẹ́ ń bẹ̀ for a while ni àwọn death yẹn ṣe wà soften so o lè má mọ̀ bó o clean ẹ̀ dáadáa bó ṣe wà soften yẹn wàá lọ ti bọ́nú pékùsù obìnrin ó lè ní risk those are the disadvantage of sex are you with me.
So for man but above all tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé tó bá ti mọ̀ pé o ní underlying health challenge then you must be advised how you should have sex tó bá wà diabetic tó bá ní cancer tó bá wà hypertensive especially tó bá wà hypertensive tó bá wà asthmatic kó má jẹ́ pé o máa lọ gbé dán obìnrin sẹ́nu o máa lọ gé jẹ́ or o ní convulsion or o ní epilepsy you have to be advised. Mo ti réyàn tẹ́ pé obìnrin tó ní epilepsy tó ṣe blow job lọ́wọ́ tó gé kinní sẹ́nu
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Yeah, so that's why ẹ̀rù máa ń ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin mọ bébì mọ bí tó ti wá ẹ gbé lọ sóòtẹ́ ẹni kó wá sùn mọ́jú ẹ gbé wálé ẹni kó wá mẹyẹ tó ṣú mọ tó bá dákẹ́ sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì ẹ 4 years lè máa kọ́kọ́ máa fi rojọ́ wọn tó dá ẹjọ́ fún ẹ. Are you with me? Because o ò mọrú ẹni náà o ò mọrú ẹni tó ń bá sùn. So those are the pondering but above all, when you balance it for men, sex is the driver and is one of the focusedness of men. Tẹ́ bá wò dáadáa, in most cases obìnrin tó bá ń fún ọkùnrin ní ìbálòpọ̀ máa easily gain attention wọn, not just attention, wọ́n máa tún lè also lè lead wọn or manage wọn better than ìwọ tó ń weaponize the sex fọkùnrin. Bí mo ṣe wà ń sìn, there are many things tó jẹ́ pé ìyàwó mi ò lè gbà tì lọ́wọ́ mi, and tó bá dẹ̀ ti ń ṣe pé until tó bá fún jẹ nìkan ló máa gbà tọwọ́ ẹ̀, o ti ń wà transactional, kò wà collaborative mọ́ nìyẹn. Are you getting me? Kò wà collaborative. So these are proven facts based on simple majority medically and based on universal or behavioral psychology that gives up to 65% pass mark over 100. So there are exceptionals. There are exceptional because ẹni tó jẹ́ pé naturally libido ẹ̀ ò high, ó wà very low, approach ẹ̀ máa yàtọ̀. That's why we cannot say 100% ní gbogbo doctrines tí mo sọ fún yín sìn. It's not 100% to everybody. It is staggered. But generally, I will tell you, sex is good for men. Generally, sex is very good. Now, let's go to women. I am not a woman, but I have a wife and I have 2 wives. And over the years, because you cannot say that sex is a one-sided thing for men. Tó bá ń gbádùn àsọkùnrin, how your spouse also feel nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní fun yẹn ó matter. A ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ advantage àti tí bá ti parí advantage and disadvantage tí n bá sinmi díẹ̀, àwa sọ̀rọ̀ ni pé how to have the best sexual experience in the bedroom. Because some people need to be taught in this class, not just knowing the advantage. We need to tell you how to have the best experience in the other room. That's for married couples, okay? Kafilebe. Now for women, number 1, it has been proven scientifically that sex helps anti-aging.
For women, no. Listen, no. This for women now.
Anti-aging. It also happens with men, but for women it's very more. Because most women that really have adequate sex, not sex with multiple partners, so sex with single partners, is slow down aging, especially women from age 32 to 46. That's why you can see some women, by the time they are now 50, they are just looking like 40. And some of them, except the one that does not have problem with aging issue, is people who really like it from the beginning. Maybe who are introverted to sex, but does not mean either introverted or extroverted to sex. It's anybody who only challenge. But we are looking at it from the general perspective, not applicable to everybody, but majority. It slows down aging because sex has a way of changing the imprint of the DNAs of women because of their body chemistry. The day to in sex, it increases the capacity of their bodily expansion. That's number 2. Expansion. Sex, but the expansion is inevitable. They expand in bodily size, they expand in stomach, they expand in their bum. Because when the body is sensitive to sex, it begins their progesterone, which is the hormone that is responsible for maturation of their pecus, of their breast, of their voice and everything, begin to lactate very well. Except if that person has growth disorder. Bóyá midget ni, bóyá dwarf ni, or somehow hereditarily ó ti inherit gbogbo àwọn kinní yẹn kó má tóbi whatever láti ọ̀dọ̀ parent ẹ̀ fine. But aside that, women have the capacity because sex náà ló máa ń jẹ́ kí sperm wọnú body wọn. Sperm yẹn á wá create imprint, homeostatic system wọn máa change. That's why kò sóbìnrin tó bá lóyún inú kan náà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń rí tó pẹ̀lẹ́bẹ̀ yẹn máa tóbi máa wú níbo ni skin ti wọ̀. That's expansion. That's the advantage of sex. Imú wọn máa fẹ̀ fẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, ojú wọn lè tóbi bọ̀m̀bọ̀m. Ìmí tí ẹ lè wà indifferent ẹbí tó bá bímọ tán ni expansion yẹn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. But however, those are the products or the postmortems of sex sí obìnrin. So number one is an anti-aging ingredient. Number two is that it helps expansion. Number three is that it also helps them it reduces the risk of dementia and it helps them to have open-mindedness, especially to overcome, because coming up with that is from the brain. Because most of the time, sex is not just like men feel sex from their gula, from the thrushing, then before they can communicate it to the brain. But women know. Women don't first feel it there. They begin to first want to connect with the sexual activity from their brain. That's when the morning starts. The only time a woman can tell you that I am feeling what you're doing, I'm enjoying what you're doing, is when they begin to connect it to their brain and is spurring a bodily movement, is spurring a vibration, is spurring a moaning, or is spurring a wailing. You know, there is a difference between moaning and wailing. There is a difference between moaning and wailing. Are you getting that? So that is what sex does to them. Then number four is that it also helps them to have skin gland diseases. You know, the skin gland ló máa ń jẹ́ kí obìnrin sweat. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ń bá wọn stomach àpọ̀ tọ̀, kò kó ṣe tọ̀ sweating. Are you there? Obìnrin mi máa ń naturally sweat. Tó máa dàbí pé ó tọ̀ lé sunu pátá. Because tó bá ti damage àbó ti ní problem because of sex tí ó sì ń bẹ̀. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it also help them to reach. So the skin gland is the opposite of the prostate gland tó wà nínú ọkùnrin. Skin gland ló ń pè ní nínú tó obìnrin. Are you getting it? It reduces it. Then now for women, another thing it does to them after birth is that it also helps them for bodily reformation. Ó máa ń jẹ́ kí obìnrin padà wà smarter for bodily reformation. Because you know that medically, when a woman doesn't menstruate on time, it helps them to reduce the risk of breast cancer. Are you aware of this? You can Google it, you can research it. When a woman doesn't. So, when a woman have good sex as after birth reality, it also slow down the possibility of genitourinary syndrome of menopause, GSM. It slow down them because being out of sex can actually make you quickly go into menopause. For some women, not all women. For some women, it can actually make you go into it because your body will now be used to not having it. So I will pay, well, since they pay good for a while, the possibility of menstruation may not come again. And when menstruation does not come again, a woman naturally feels it. Those who don't menstruate, ooru máa ń tètè mú wọn. Go and find out. Gbogbo àwọn tí ò bá ti menstruate mọ́, ooru máa ń tètè mú wọn. They are easily prone to it. Because menopause comes with a heat variation system. So body wọn ò ní thermocool tó máa fi. Did you see that? That's why táwọn àgbàgbà sọ pé ọmọ òtún mo fẹ́ gbọ́n òtútù nù. Because they have the ability to create heat. But at this time around, when tó bá ti ní menopause, the heat is now peculiar to them. Are you with me now? So those are the
advantages.
Remembering, them too. Then another advantage for women is that when women have adequate sex, you also help them to reduce stress. It reduces their stress too. It reduces it. In fact, their stress level, because most of the time when they can have it, that's why it's good to allow them to have done their chores and everything. Once they do it, they want to sleep. It helps them to have vitality, and the average number of women that may increase their lifespan, because you know that in those days men die faster than men, but these days now women die faster than men, because when they grow up, someone kò sí kò tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú kọ́mọ èmi kẹ̀ mo ti dọwọ́ ọkùnrin nù ọmọ mi mò ń tọ́jú. Yes, there is adverse effect. When you don't have sex, it has adverse effect on you. It allows your stress level to increase, and stress kills. Stress kills. Sure you get. So when you now have sex, and especially they have the opportunity of coming, then it allows them to sleep. It reduces the anxiety level. It reduces the mama yẹn tó ń sọ pé ara ń ro mí, and most old women, aged women, wọ́n máa ń sábà lo diclofenac drugs, analgesic drugs, then some máa ń sábà lo BP drugs, but níjọ́ tẹ́ bá fọkó sí wọ́n dì wọ́n ò ní rántí oògùn yẹn fún 2-3 days. These are experiments I have done on widows. Tẹ́ pé bá sọ pé ẹ try kẹrì mari ọ̀kẹ́ ní companion, wọ́n ní kódà àtìgbà tí arákùnrin yẹn tètè wá gan mi ò tiẹ̀ rántí pé ara ń ro mí gan mọ́. Yes, when you are having body aches as a woman, especially in old age, o need gbóla tó le, body ẹ máa tó. It's medically proven. This is not soothsaying. It's medically proven. When you are having anxiety, you're nagging, you are misbehaving. Ẹjọ́ tó ń pè é sí ẹlòmíín sìn ìdí tẹ́ fi rí lórí TikTok tó fi máa wà lórí live tó máa sùn lórí live kò séèyàn tó náàkì ẹ̀ ní. Tó bá yẹ pé ó ní èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé ó wà committed to, you know them now, àwọn ìyá wa, they are not even ìyá. Attention deficiency ló jẹ́ kó dàbò most of them were 50 lórí TikTok ìwà yìí. Wọ́n 50, èmi ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ gbẹ́nulé 45 ni, bẹ́ẹ̀ máa rí wọn bí màmá ẹ̀ ń pè wọ́n big mommy. Tó bá wò dáadáa wọ́n ju ẹ lọ. Wọ́n ju ẹ lọ. Ìmí gan torí pé ó bímọ ní ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dókun 14, ó lóyún 15, ó bímọ 16, 17, ó ti 34, first born ti 17, first born tó 17 obìnrin yẹn náà ti tóbi, ọyàn ẹ̀ náà ti tóbi. Wọ́n máa wò pé bí ó ti 50, kò 50. O 55, ọmọdé ni, but at that level ó ti ní attention deficiency, so ó ti ń gbó. Wọ́n máa fojú màmá wò, ó ti ń lẹ ìdúró náà ó ti ń lo cosmetologist ojú foundation àti pancake. Wọ́n máa fi pé màmá kankan. Okay, attention deficiency of sex ló fà á tí gbogbo wọn tó fi dà pé some of these women wọ́n wọ́ bí apàṣẹ wàá rí wọn gan kì í rò wọn lórí, wọ́n lè jà tí ò bá sí jà gan wọ́n á create jà, wọ́n á lọ bú èèyàn tí òye kan bú, wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jà lórí TikTok. Wàá ti mọ̀ pé there is no commitment to a man. Ara nǹkan tó dẹ̀ máa padà break, so wọ́n wá ń lo ọpọlọ pé táwọn bá engage mind àwọn, wàá máa gbọ́ pé ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ okó àtògbè, ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọkùnrin tó yànlè tó kúrò lọ́kọ, ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ kíní kan èèyàn tó ya fọ́tò, ẹ̀ ń sọ pé ẹ̀ ń engage, ẹ̀ ń ṣe intellectual conversation. Is that one an intellectual conversation? It's just àwáwí. It's a reflection of deficiencies, of intimacies. Let me just even use sex now. Let me use deficiency of intimacies. Because ẹlòmíì Ọlọ́run ló mọ ọjọ́ tó ti gbọ́yún ẹ̀sẹ̀ ẹnu gbẹ̀yìn. Are you with me? Ọlọ́run ló mọ ọjọ́ tó ń gbọ́yún ẹ̀ ẹlòmíì bó ṣe wà yẹn wọn ì tí gbé idán díẹ̀ sẹ́nu. Àmọ́ ìtí wà sọmọ fẹ́ kókó bọ̀. So all those things actually create nuisances of them. And that's why if you look at it very well, some of your mothers, some of my mothers don't misbehave. Tọ́mọ̀sọ pé irú àwọn dìrọ̀ mọ́ Jésù kankan wọ́n yé parọ́ fún wa. They need a man. The only thing is that they should calm down and select the kind of man they need. Kò sọ́kùnrin mọ́ ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa wọ́n wà ẹ̀ẹ̀kọ́ tí wà ní. Ṣé ti dábùjálẹ̀ ẹ̀rúbìnrin ọkùnrin? Ṣé dé Ìbàdàn ni? Àbẹ́ Dondo? Àbẹ́ ti travel out? Ẹ wà lábúlé kan ẹ̀ ń parí kò sọ́kùnrin. Ṣé ti lọ bòmí ni? Are you with me? So that's the logic. Ibi tí mo wà ìwà ìnáwó díẹ̀. Can you just give me like 10 minutes or so? Just do some commercials. Let me change my location. Kí n lè délé.
Okay.
Torí mi ò sílé actually.
Okay.
Kí n lè délé.
Okay. Are we set for? We come back. We set for questions, Abi.
Yes. When I now come back, people
set for
can
questions.
ask questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We are here. Okay. Mo really appreciate everybody go. From what we have heard, I think we can ask questions from it. And ká yẹ kí àwọn guests wa kọ́ rest there. I think everybody máa ní ọ̀nà tuntun yóò fẹ́ sọ or tó fẹ́ argue. Because ìmọ̀lá kì í gbà mí. Mi láì kí wọ́n wá sọ̀rọ̀ kalẹ̀ kó wá rí pé yes mo ti gbọ́. Mi láì kẹ́ o. Ìmọ̀lá kí wọ́n tako ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀. Kíyàn bí why they sọ báyìí. Why they ṣe léyìí. And nǹkan táwọn sọ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ sẹ́ẹ̀tì yìí. Ilé tó ń dà lọ́kàn yìí o. Tó ń dà lọ́kàn yìí. Ó wà ní ilé. Ó wà nílé wà pọ̀lọ́kọ̀ ẹ̀ wọ́n gbà pé ẹ ṣe máa yí mi bẹ́yẹn ṣe máa yí mi bẹ́yẹn all those things náà àìmájà náà ni ọ̀rọ̀ máa ṣe mí o fẹ́ pa mí ni pé kíní kan ni gbẹ̀nú àìmájà náà ni òun ló yẹ máa mọ́kùnrin mi máa tójú bọ́ máa bẹ́lẹ̀ pé ló máa wò tá ń gbà mí pàtó ọkọ̀ látẹ̀ńṣọ̀n òfin látẹ̀ńṣọ̀n. Kí ló dé ṣó ń jẹ ni kó fẹ́ pa mí ni wàá jẹ́ máa pè ní gbogbo ìgbà kò sú ẹni gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló ní other way round ẹ̀ àbí kí Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa. Tá bá ní questions àmọ́ tó máa wá sókè láti wọ́n máa bèrè questions náà because a ti gbọ́ advantages and disadvantages mo jẹ́ ni pé with the one jọ ti sọ yìí náà a lot wà bẹ́ẹ̀ gan and again ni pé mi ò nílé post gbogbo full video yẹn mi nílé post ẹ because mi nílé post ẹ it's either you go to my Facebook live experience broadcast gbogbo ẹ máa wà ní Facebook mẹ orí YouTube either of the two